Hello everyone, today we're looking at one of these. Now you might think, oh yeah, this is a nice little mini briefcase. In actual fact, no, it's not. It's actually a phone. I got such a good response off everybody, and I really appreciate all your support, from last week's video, about the burglary and everything, I thought I'd actually start doing videos again, but pulling out some of the briefcase phones. Certainly this is one of the smallest ones I have. To my recollection. I have a few and they're tucked away nicely. I actually went to storage today because I'm still unpacking in the new crib, and I picked this one out. This one's in not too great a shape, unfortunately. There's a lot of corrosion on the locks. I don't know if y'all can see that, but and I don't have the key for it either, but it does open, so it's not unlocked. But generally speaking, I think these are from the early 80s. They are quite rare when it comes to phones in briefcases. Generally, there's not many around. Certainly, you gotta know your stuff to have one or two of these in your collection. So this one, like I said, is not in terribly good shape. You got a little buckle there for a shoulder strap, I guess. The side's all right, but certainly the front isn't too great a shape. It's got some feet down there, and most importantly on the other side, got a bunch of connectors. Now, obviously your power cable goes there. You got a great big power on and off switch. I don't actually know what the other things are. I get the feeling the top is an LED of some sort, and I'm not too sure what the bottom is, or even that. I haven't played around with it, so but we'll see. I haven't actually powered this up, so I have no idea if it works or not. So without further ado, let's open it up. This is an OKI phone. What's inside this case, I should say, is an OKI phone. I think it's a CDL 410. I'm not an expert with OKI phones, but as far as I can remember, this is a 410. So they take the phone out. It does actually come right out. And I guess when you bought one of these back in the day, the leather case, the briefcase was probably an option, a very expensive option. This is the phone itself, and I've just scratched my desk. Never mind. It is actually monumentally heavy for its size. I do actually have the aerial, and that would slot up here. It's not a great big aerial, just a tiny little thing. But what's really mad is that actually you can undo the bottom bit, and this black thing is actually an antenna extender, believe it or not. And not many of my phones actually have that. So obviously you could screw that straight on like so. I got a small Hitachi phone, not much smaller than this actually. And I think this has the same antenna on it. It doesn't have the extender though. Real neat thing this, I gotta say. But anyway, so let's take that off quickly. This is the phone. The cord, unfortunately, is in real bad shape. I mean, look at that. It's unfortunate that it ended up like this in storage. When I bought this, obviously the cord was a lot better. I wouldn't have bought a phone with the state the cord like this, unfortunately. I would have never bought it if it was like this, but this happened in storage. I think it just dried out over the years, unfortunately. So, but I guess cords are replaceable. Might speak to some of my fellow collectors. One of them's into replacing cords on phones. So this one obviously was on Bell South Mobility. Oh, it's a CDL 450. I do beg your pardon. I thought it was actually a 410. Strange. I seem to recollect it was a 410. Maybe I have a 410 somewhere else, but it says CDL 450 there. So the phone's real neat because it's modular. I don't know if you can tell, but like I said, this weighs quite a lot. It's actually quite deceiving how much this weighs. This weighs more than a Tough Talker. This weighs a lot more than a Tough Talker. Or a Motorola 4500X or 4800X if you're European. So the phone comes undone. This is actually the phone. It's actually not too bad a size. And this is quite light. The bulk of the weight actually is this box here. So you got a funny shaped connector there for your RF and your power, I guess, for four little pins for the power. What does that say? CDL 410. It is a 410. It's just got a 450 handset. You got a mic and speaker connector there, and not much else really. But the important thing is, and this is where the weight is this hunk of metal. This is the battery pack, believe it or not. And actually, this is where the switch is, the power cord and everything. You got an LED. I'm not too sure what that is. God knows. But you may actually not know this, but this phone is one of the very, very few that I know of that takes 2 batteries. And I'll quickly show you what I mean when I say 2 batteries. You've got to undo this screw though. It is one of only, I think, 3 or 4 phones that I have in my collection that takes 2 batteries. So undo that. Nothing odd about that, but you take this bad boy out, and there's another one down there. So you actually, it uses 2 of these batteries. These are standard batteries, pretty much. A lot of old school phones use these batteries. These are just 12 volt, 2 ampere hour batteries. In fact, I do actually have one that works, which I've used to power on a lot of the Motorola's. So I'm going to actually just get that and see if we can power this on just with 1 battery. So this is the battery I normally use for powering on my Motorola's and my Bosch and my Sony's and a whole bunch of old cell phones. This is an actual, these batteries are actually old school video camcorder batteries. They still do make them. You can still buy new ones of these, and the new ones you buy still will take charge. I think this one was produced in 2011, I think, or 2013. It does still pick up a real good charge, so I'm not sure if it is charged, but we can give it a try. Although I don't actually think that it will power the phone on, partly because these batteries are actually wired up in series, so it could very well be that this phone requires 24 volts and not 12 volt. So I'm not sure if it's even worth trying. But anyway, you saw the insides. I probably won't try that now. I'll try it and maybe do an update video, because I don't want to burn the other battery out. It's the only one I have at the moment, because I've not unpacked any of the other stuff. So I'll quickly seal this back up, put the screw back on. Actually, I'll leave the screwdriver just there, and we'll power this bad boy up. I haven't powered this up in a long time. Obviously, I will have to use a 12 volt cigarette adapter thing. So plunk this guy back on there, like so. Real old school. I mean, look at that. Look at the state of that. That's like a badass cookie jar almost. Anyway, so I do actually have the power cable for one of these. It's got a real funny connector on one end. This is the power cable. This power cable goes on the front of this, like so. I think it goes in this way. Well, we'll soon find out. If it goes pop or bang, we'll know about it. Actually, it only goes in one way, so that is the right way. Now, you might remember in the other videos, I had a little 12 volt box where you plug the cigarette. The other end of this, you plug this in. It's a nice little toy, about only yay big. I don't actually know where that went, so I've had to go out and buy a bigger one. I bought myself one of these. This is a 12 volt 6 amp a juice bad boy. This emulates the car cigarette lighter, I guess. So without further ado, let's see if we have liftoff. Now, before I do that, I'm going to take the receiver off just to see if there is any sign of life. No, none whatsoever. Okay, might be because we've not powered it on yet. So, if it goes pop, this will be a first. Hey, it does power on. Right. So I don't actually know how to use one of these or work it. I guess it's function and then function and then 1 maybe. Nope. Function 2. Doesn't really tell you much. Signal, no service. Function end. Clear. Function 3. Send. I'm not actually sure, but it does actually work. I am impressed. Actually, maybe it's this button here. So if we do function 1, no. Handset volume. That's about it. Function. That'll be how you adjust the ringtone volume. I don't know how to actually work one of these, believe it or not. This is probably a 20-plus-year-old phone. I would go as far as to say this is probably it could even be a 25-year-old phone. Certainly, I think this stems from early to mid-'80s, I would estimate. I'm not an expert on OKI phones. So if you actually know when this was manufactured or how to tell from the little sticker at the bottom, drop me a comment. Let me know, because I certainly would like to know. This is in okay condition, I suppose, for a receiver, because it's been in the leather case. If you guys know how to operate this, I mean, you could dial 999. I'm not suggesting you should ever dial 999 on any cell phone unless it is an emergency. So kids, don't try this at home. But being as this is AMPS, which is old school analog technology, and the AMPS cellular systems are long been shut off, I'm happy to just dial that, and I know nothing will happen. You'll get the usual. Don't know if you can tell, but the siren to tell you the call's not possible. So you can actually place calls. And so yeah, I mean, function. I'm not too sure how that would work. Without a manual, I don't unfortunately have the manual. So function 2, send. No, there isn't any other button combination. You got a mute button there and an up and down button. And actually, what does this do? Oh, you got an on and off button there as well, by the looks of it. Just realized that. So that powers the phone on and off, as well as the main button down here, which is interesting. I suppose you wouldn't want to reach into the bag all the way down here just to power it off. You'd want an on and off button on the handset. Real neat phone. It's a shame these can't obviously get service anymore. I so would carry a briefcase around if I could. But unfortunately, everything nowadays is digital and GSM or UMTS or 3G or 4G or all that digital crap, basically. So you can't use these anymore. Still nice to have in the collection. But yeah, if you do know how to use one of these, drop me a comment. I certainly don't know how to work it. Certainly the function button, not sure what you would do. And there's no other buttons anywhere, I don't think. So that's that, really. But yeah, drop me a comment if you do know. I know there is at least one person out there that's got one of these, because there is a collector's website, and there is pictures up there. I think the chap's name is Chris. Heads up to you, Chris. I know you got one of these. I think you mentioned it recently as well. So yeah, if you know how to use one of these, drop me a comment, because certainly I'd like to know. This is one of many briefcase phones that I don't have manuals for. I don't really have any info on, because these are so old. These phones were released long before there was internet. So of course they were released, people used them, and then people ditched them before the internet even came along. So there isn't any info on the really old phones that existed you know, pre even the Dynatac type things, you know. I mean, the car phones were long available before any sort of hand portable. So, but anyway, give me the thumbs up if you like the video. As always, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.